Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly woo. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you so much to the new subscribers, the new followers. I hope you enjoyed today's reading. I'm doing things a little bit differently. So the extended on Patreon is actually going to be a tarot reading, and this reading is oracle cards as it's always been, but look at all of them. So we're going to start with our animal totems this week, which cards were flying all over the place. So we have raven and we have turtle. Now, I'm going to start with turtle because this is an animal that represents Mother Earth and the divine feminine within each one of us. So it is also that internal mother energy that we've been working with. So I'm going to link right here the internal mother and father meditation, because that's going to be really helpful this week, of course, and throughout the next few months, to really get in touch with these parental energies within ourselves. Now, turtle also talks about taking it slow and not pushing the river and going with the flow and really having that space between a desire for action, a reaction, and actually moving forward with it. That breath of heaven between what you want and how you're going to go get it. Raven is a totem of great magic. It's known to be the animal and ceremonial magic that literally takes the prayer, takes the magic to infinite source for it to manifest in the world. Raven also speaks of a communion with great mystery and a relationship with the unknown that empowers you rather than, puts you in a state of fear. So kind of similar energy here with these animals, where it comes to like a real trust, faith, that the process unfolding is going to be working for your benefit. And Raven does say magic is all around you. Are you aware of it? Are your eyes open? Your inner child, and I'll link here the inner child meditation. Is your inner child aligned with you? Are you sensing the wonder around you? Because it's saying to us that there's power if we slow down to really perceive this multidimensional experience we're in. There's great power that will come to help us manifest the goals that we're dreaming of, that we're wanting. Now, I'm going to go straight to the crystal this week, and it's Iolite. With love, I choose to see reality is its mantra. And you're not going to believe this, everyone. Its essential oil is lemongrass. And that is exactly what one of the daily woos was about this week, was using lemongrass to help inspire us to cleanse and let go. This particular crystal, and I actually have a piece right here to show you. Let's see if you can see it. Can't really see, but it's it's violet. Its key word is vision, and it speaks of our clairvoyant abilities, our intuition becoming strengthened, and why these animals, with Raven, of course, that's what's happening, right? But how does it become strengthened? How do our psychic abilities come back online? Well, several things are happening right now to the planet Earth, to the human experience and the human collective that is raising our vibration. We're moving through a photon belt. We have Comet Neowise coming by and, spreading who knows what kind of stardust on our planet as it transitions past us. Today is actually, this is Sunday, this is the beginning of a new galactic year, a galactic year that really focuses on the marriage of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within. And when we have all this influx of light, we are made of light, right? We're like light slowed down, almost like frozen light. And when we're being penetrated by all this cosmic energy, it raises the vibration of what we are. So this idea that the human is telepathic, is psychic, and that those gifts were muffled the past few thousand years. And now it's all coming back online for us. Iolite also speaks of, this idea that we've been talking about manifestation, and how we must see it in our mind's eye as it's already happened. That is magic. That manifestation technique, to really see it and feel it in your heart and mind, as if you're living it right now. Our body doesn't know the difference. And that is what begins to create the life of your dreams. So we're getting some clear messages to use the magic that is in our innate gifts as humans to create the vision of what we want. Now, there were 2 plant allies that came in. And Vitex is all about self-mastery, and Teasel is about protection. Now, it's interesting with both of these cards, there is a theme of a very powerful energy coming through that we can use to harm or we can use to heal. And particularly with Vitex, it's saying we have a lot of energy at our disposal. With Mars and Aries, and I'll link that video here, some tips on how to deal with it. We have a lot of fiery energy that is going to be confronting this restrictive energy that we've been in for, basically this whole year, but even prior. So it's like we have a lot of heat. Now it's interesting, Vitex was also known as the chaste tree. And its berries are incredibly useful for all hormonal issues. It's like a hormonal balancer. So this can actually say, with Mars is the planet of sex and will and assertiveness and drive. So we're all getting a heavy dose of that. And what we want to do is use that energy to create, right, these visions, to bring these visions to fruition, rather than flying off at the handle and getting consumed by rage and anger and aggression because we're having to take a different route. We are having to slow down and be more receptive than we're used to, especially in Western culture. So it's like there's an increased amount of energy, and the question now is, how do we use it in a productive way? Now, this card, this plant, and Teasel, they both have a connection to hunters, being hunted and hunting. And so there's an element of really going after what you want. And there's the negative side of it, which is, are you pushing too hard? Because here we are with Turtle saying it's the receptivity. It's magnetizing it to you, not pushing the river. And again, that idea of using that magic of visualization to call things in, it's a different technique of achievement than going out and pounding the pavement, which we can't actually do right now. So Teasel is also a plant that reminds us it's affiliated with deer because it can be a remedy for Lyme disease. And when it comes to deer, it's a very vulnerable animal, a very gentle animal. And yet its energy in Native American mythology, it was so pure that it was protected from all negativity. So there's a reminder that if you call upon protection, and this is where Raven comes in again, call upon protection from that which we cannot see, the benevolent forces in that which we cannot see, to protect you and to guide you and to help you use the energies coming in a positive, benevolent way. Now, Lyme disease is because of parasites, right? Ticks. And so this can also say, like, where are there parasitic relationships in your life, whether that's with substances or people or anything, and really purifying that, looking at it and letting go of what could be parasitic. And this is interesting because we pulled 3 goddesses this week. First, Coventina, which is all about purification. right? So it goes back to this idea of if there's anything parasitic in your life, zapping and draining your chi, right? We need to call upon our self-mastery to let that go so that we do have access to this vibrant, assertive Mars energy coming in for us. Now, this can also signify that it's time to detox, but not just body, you know, detoxing your mind, which this is where when we are trying to manifest what we want, we can't be focusing on lack. We have to focus on what we're wanting as if it's already happening. So I really feel like this is a time to really look at how our belief systems may be parasitic and may be compromising our ability to call in the visions. Oftentimes we see that if we just slow down and begin to observe ourselves, observe our thoughts, observe our feelings, and then we can let them go and purify the process. Now we also got Mother Earth, which confirms the message that Turtle is bringing to us. And our Spirit card was Celestial. So this card is all about remembering that you're not doing this alone, that you have Spirit on your side, magical forces coming to aid you, and to remember that when it gets like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can make this happen for myself, remember, all you have to do is call upon that help. We are celestial beings in human bodies, and we have a family of celestial beings around us at all times, but it's a free will universe. They can't help us unless we ask. I always ask out loud because I want to make sure they know I want their help. Now, Mother Earth, again, another confirmation of this relationship that we must cultivate to the goddess within us, the mother goddess within us. It is both an inward and an outward relationship. We have it as we take care of and help the planet heal and come back to her full authority, but also it is within this connection to the feminine, receptive, open place that magnetizes, attracts what she wants through that still understanding that all is here. We have everything that we need. Now, one thing I really want to share with you guys that is quite powerful is really speaking to Mother Earth and asking for her assistance. Because just like we are multidimensional beings, so are all the planets. They have a physical representation, but just like we have soul and spirit, so do they. So this is a wonderful time to connect with the energy of Mother Earth. Now, we also got Divine Passion, Pele. This is a Hawaiian goddess of creation and destruction. And it says right here, it says, be honest with yourself. What is your true heart's desire? What do you really want? If nothing stood in your way and you could have it, what would it be? We are still in this cycle of manifestation as we lead up to the full moon on August 3rd. We're starting a new galactic year today. This week is a potent time to set those intentions. But remember, purify. Ask that your intentions be purified. Ask that what you want is aligned with what your higher self wants for you. So one way to do this is just to simply say, I align my will with the will of my highest self. I align my will with God's will. That's another way to do this. Now, our angel card was throat chakra. The Archangel Gabriel is the angel of like communications and writing. And why this is so interesting to me this week is because we have a planetary aspect between Venus and a couple of other planets. There's some crunchy ones, but there's some incredible ones. And she's aligning with the North Node. And not to get too jargony about astrology, but the North Node is where fate wants to take us. It's where destiny pulls us forward into the future. Venus is aligning with that. This makes this intention setting even more potent and powerful, particularly around love and money and creativity and pleasure. So call upon Archangel Gabriel to help you craft these intentions as you write them down and help you to have that vision. Now, the throat chakra card also it's also about this purification that we've been talking about, and the self-mastery that comes when we are in command of our feelings, so that how we communicate is in the spirit of integrity, cooperation, and respect for ourselves and others. So there's something about how we're communicating this week being very important. Now, Mercury actually has left its shadow, so we're clearing that retrograde phase completely now. And Mercury today actually makes a conjunction alignment with the star Sirius. So this goes back to this celestial idea that there is so much powerful spiritual allies around us, just waiting for us to ask for help. So we ask for them to help us to communicate in ways that are going to help create the future that we truly desire for ourselves and for the generations to come. So you guys, that is our reading today for this week. It is, a week where if you find yourself becoming angry and agitated or confused, really do the turtle. Be the turtle and slow down so that the magic energy can come in, so that you can tap into that which you already have at your disposal. Now, we got two other oracle cards, Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And then we also got the Garden and the Gate, which we pulled in the extended last week, but it was reversed. So this talks about when this card is reversed, if you can see, this woman is in a garden and she's quite content, maybe even complacent, doesn't really want to go out and venture out. Now, there is an element where, we are still in lockdown in many ways due to the pandemic. We're all traversing, I don't even know how to say that, that we're all in. And there's an element to we're not able to be as free as we'd like with our movement, with the impulses to leave and go. But this also says to us, yeah, maybe not in those basic ways, but can you think outside of the box? How can you open the gate and venture out in ways that are safe and healthy? And sometimes that may be, in our mind, to take that journey within our mind and really use meditation time to really feel like, what is it you want on the other side of this? Feel it till you can't feel it anymore. Because the truth is, door to personal healing and happiness, this is what we're going towards. Even in all of this change, it's all happening because the planet's vibration is raising. As it rises, as it raises, as we elevate, the shadow within ourself and the shadow within the collective is revealed. We need it to be revealed. So we need to see all the dark and ugly things that have been going on so that we can purify our experience and make it better. So even though old structures are breaking down, it doesn't mean that, this is the end of the world. In fact, this is just a phase. And as we move into 2021, 22, 23, we really begin to enter into this age of Aquarius energy, of a collective humanity that is working together. And the polarization, sure, we'll always have to deal with that in a third dimensional world, but it's going to become easier to love each other as our vibration continues to raise as individuals and the collective. So with these beautiful cards, there are always mantras, and I want you guys to have them. And, as I always suggest, I like to tap in mantras around my right ear. This is a quickie shortcut EFT technique. So the mantra for the Garden and the Gate is, I am blessed with an abundantly spiritual life. Every day, in every way, my joyous prosperity grows and grows. And I can't help but smile when I say that, and I hope it affects you in the same way. We call in our birthright of abundance. We align with abundance through our actions and our energy. And the truth is, it's never been a more ripe time for us to do that. We have everything we need to make it happen the way we want it to happen now. So door to personal healing and happiness, its mantra is, I am strong, focused, and self-directed. I have the power to create wonderful new realities in my life. And this goes back to the Vitex tree. The ability to master your thoughts, feelings, and desires so that you can use the energy to create what you want. Now, before we close, in the olden days, this tree and its berries were used to subdue the libido. So there's also a message around the idea of taking your sacred sexual energy, because sexual energy is creative energy, is spiritual energy, right? There's this understanding that the orgasm is that bliss is actually us connecting to Creator Source. And our constant desire for it is actually a desire to connect to our Creator and our deepest spiritual self. So there's an element to mastering desire to inform the vision. And that can look simply like we don't have to rush to consume. That instant gratification really doesn't get us anywhere. And this week, the challenge will be, can you just sit with the desire for the sake of desire? You know, this is Venus and Mars making the aspects they are this week, and like that combination of Venus and Mars. Mars is desire, and Venus is pleasure. So this idea of, can you allow the desire of what you're wanting to come to fruition, can you allow the desire itself to be pleasurable? What happens when you elongate desire, right? And often the best lovers are the ones who don't go for the instant gratification. You know, they tease it all out. We're being asked to tease out our own energy of desire, and to really sit with it, right? To be still with it, to go slow. Because that which takes time, right? That the gratification, when it does come, is gonna blow your mind. It's gonna be that door to personal healing and happiness. It's there for all of us. We have to align with it. And that takes self-mastery, because, you know, we want what we want when we want it, especially in this Western culture. That's how we were taught. So I hope this resonates with you guys. Remember, our essential oil, again this week to confirm it, is lemongrass, which is going to help inspire the energy of purification, cleansing, and detoxing, and on every level. So yes, it's great to do the fast this week, to work with intermittent fasting, to do the juice cleanses, right? And to really think, it's interesting about fasting and purification, it does go back to this self-mastery, that we eliminate certain things to gain more energy. That the purification is to let go of what could be parasitic, so that we have access to our full, powerful passion. Now, I'm gonna say this too. When we get these cards together, and you know, the sexual energy, it's the end of summer. A lot of you could be entering into new sexual relationships, or in the relationship that you're in, expanding, you know, the sexual energy, really working to maybe recultivate it. And for some of us, if you're single, then it's cultivating that sexual energy within yourself. So, you know, there's Tantra, which actually encompasses many different cultures, the idea of cultivation of this sexual energy to propel spiritual awakening. So I want to encourage you guys to do some research on that if this is interesting you. And, you know, particularly with men, this idea of using your sexual energy and not going for the instant gratification, if you know what I mean, but keeping that in and recycling it within yourself. So that's something that the Taoists have really nailed, and there's a lot of great books about that, for really cultivating male chi through sexual mastery and sexual discipline. So check that out too, you guys. Thank you so much for viewing. Thank you for your likes and your subscriptions. And thank you so much for the donations. The thank you donations are so sweet and kind. And I really appreciate it, everyone. Now, I'm going to be doing the extended this week will be a full tarot reading. And you can head over to patreon.com/thegoodwoo if you're interested as we go more in depth as to what we need to do to master ourselves and create the life that we really want for ourselves. Thanks so much, you guys.